in groups and individually, and learn about them. And then when you do that, they give you everything, you know, because you have to be the first one to give everything as a coach. And so when they wake up every day, I want them to feel, not just know, I want them to feel that they have a coach that's going to give them everything and wants them to succeed. And so that's what we do for each other, and that's our connection. And we're so connected that way, and that doesn't mean it's...
The meeting wasn't on the agenda, phones were collected, doors sealed, and one closed-door decision inside Team USA camp flipped the entire atmosphere. This centers on Caitlin Clark, and before it goes any further, like the video and comment, USA! Because what happened next explains why this moment stunned everyone. Day 3 was supposed to be routine. Light movement, film breakdown, controlled reps. Instead, it became the most volatile day of the camp. It began without noise or ceremony. Caitlin Clark quietly penciled in as the projected starter for the next controlled run. No announcement, no headlines, just a clipboard adjustment that sent a signal through the gym. The instant she stepped onto the floor with the first unit, the temperature changed. Pace accelerated, spacing snapped into place, reads became decisive, and the offense suddenly operated with clarity. Nothing was said out loud, but everyone inside the gym felt it. The shift was undeniable.
Have to compromise on. And I'm just so glad that she came out and said this, because obviously with everything that we've been seeing in the CBA, it's so much drama, it's so much he said, she said, it's so much of the WNBA and the WNBPA coming out trying to spin the narrative and get the public's opinion on their side. But Caitlin Clark has been one, like, she has turned down so many of these off-season leagues. She has turned down all of these other opportunities because she is trying to grow the WNBA. It seems like Caitlin has literally one focus, and it's to play in the WNBA, and it's to uplift the WNBA and women's basketball, and that's all she wants to do.
This wasn't a gesture or a message. It was a structural shift, and not everyone absorbed it the same way. Paige Bueckers stood near the sideline, arms crossed, composed and silent, offering no outward reaction. But the pause lingered because this wasn't about court time, it was about control. The run starts and Caitlin dictates everything, calm, precise, unapologetically efficient. She calls the action, diagnoses the coverage, finds the open teammate, then creates space and fires from deep. Logo range. Clean. No emotion, no theatrics, just execution. The bench doesn't explode. It contracts, because the realization hits hard. This system now moves through Caitlin Clark. Between drills, the gym fills with quiet murmurs, not criticism, just awareness. Who finishes games? Who adjusts on the fly? Who gives something up? When Paige checks in during the next segment, it's not with the starters, a subtle detail that carries weight in a room like this. She plays sharp and professional, but the rhythm isn't there. When the drill ends, she heads straight to the bench. No extra shots, no lingering reps, just stillness. That's when the coaching staff steps aside, because the shift has already happened.
It's normal to be frustrated with each other. It's normal, like, that's a part of it. Conflict's a part of it. And so we work through it together, and we're willing to sit in there and work through it together, and that creates the bond. And then if you can create that bond, then this becomes so much more enjoyable to see them get themselves to an Elite Eight. It was really cool to watch.
Where the player needs it. That's another level of facilitating. That's why we say, man, Caitlin Clark is the top guard. And all right, y'all start the conversation in the chat, but I'm just saying, Chelsea Gray is a very entertaining passer. All right, very entertaining. Sometimes her flashiness kind of make her throw the ball away and things of that nature, but Caitlin Clark knows how to get that thing in tough spots. All right, get it in tough spots and get her teammates open, get it to where the teammate can catch the ball.
Quietly and with urgency, an unscheduled meeting is triggered. Staff only to start. Assistants, coordinators, and Team USA officials gather, not to debate execution, but to assess the consequences. Caitlin Clark isn't simply performing at a high level. She's redefining the internal order. Inside that room, the issue isn't tension, it's stability. How do you guide a roster full of stars when one presence organically reshapes the structure? Caitlin doesn't call for the spotlight. She delivers results. And that reality shifts everything.
Paige served Caitlin a plate of shut up and took the L out of her mouth. Clark's gotta step her trash talk game up if she wants to hang with Bueckers on and off the court. What a clown. What a clown, man. These people are nuts. If Paige was, if she's all what y'all trying to make her be, why she got the third lowest attendance in the league? Why ain't none of y'all buying tickets to her damn games? Why are the TV ratings so low when she play? Y'all not even watching her. But y'all doing all this talking on Twitter. Thumb warriors. Anywho, let's get to what the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, had to say as she slammed the door on Project B and all these other leagues. Let's get to it.
Many as possible. And let's go ahead and start with Sydney, please.
Hi, Caitlin. You previously said that there was no disappointment when you weren't selected for the 2024 Paris Olympics because it gave you something to work toward. Reflecting back on the past year and a half and, making your first senior camp, what does this moment mean for you and why is this the right time for you?
Yeah, I think anytime you can do a USA basketball related camp, or obviously in my past, it's been all junior national teams and, I've been cut from some of those and I've played for 3 of them. So I think I've experienced both sides of it. And, this is the biggest honor you can possibly have in playing basketball in our country is wearing USA across your chest. So, I'm just excited to be here and honored. Obviously, it's kind of like the start to the new Olympic cycle and, quite a
Back on the floor, the delay is felt immediately. Everyone knows something is unfolding behind the scenes. Paige eventually rises and speaks with a coach, voice low, posture steady. No audience close enough to catch the words. But the message is clear. This isn't frustration, it's resolve. She isn't asking for a smaller lane or a symbolic presence. She wants purpose, and that quiet insistence creates tension. Not loud, not confrontational, just a firm internal boundary. Caitlin, meanwhile, keeps shooting, same tempo, same calm expression, never scanning the room, never reacting, because for her this isn't personal, it's simply the game. When the coaches return, practice resumes, but the atmosphere is altered. Every possession feels measured, every decision examined. Caitlin leads another run and the offense clicks. Cuts tighten, spacing breathes, shots arrive effortlessly. It's unmistakable. Paige watches, not bitter, but fully aware. This is the moment elite teams always face. Who adjusts, and who holds their ground? Practice ends early. Rare telling. Phones buzz instantly, messages spread. Speculation ignites. Inside the building, discussions stretch on, heavy and unresolved. No one says the word out loud, but the idea lingers. What happens when a role no longer fits, and walking away becomes a consideration?
Open just because she missed 1, 2, 3 shots. We're not gonna allow that, man. Stay on her. That gravity that she holds, man, it opens up the defense like this. So this is one of those moments where you can see where Caitlin Clark, man, is a special piece to an offense. There's no way you get a wide open AB if she didn't get that rebound and push the floor like that. They would have been set. They would have been ready for whatever was coming. That's how you're supposed to attack the defense, man. I absolutely love what she did right there. Also, we got Angel Reese and Brianna Jones, man, absolutely dominating Coach Tibbett in this drill right here. Watch this. Okay.
Not as spectacle, but as leverage. And here's the part few are willing to admit. This isn't about ego, it's about identity. Caitlin Clark isn't chasing attention. She's forcing the system to confront reality. And when that reality arrives with this much force, not everyone is prepared for it. By night's end, there are no announcements, no statements, no official confirmations. But the emergency meeting happened. The rotation shifted. The tension is undeniable, because Team USA didn't just add a starter, They ignited a reckoning. The question now isn't whether Caitlin Clark belongs, it's how everyone else chooses to respond. Because when one player raises the level of the room this quickly, someone always feels the ground move beneath them.